Hello everyone. In last session, we have already pushed our code to GitHub repository. So we have gone through the importance of version control system. So let's say whenever we create any automation project or any code related project, every individual, whether it's a developer team or testing team, they will write the code in their local system first. And that working copy of code will be committed to local repository, that is Git repository, and after Git repository commit, that code will be pushed to remote repository, that is GitHub repository. And from this GitHub repository, DevOps team can get that code for build creation. They will perform testing on that by using code of the GitHub repository from the testing team as well. So everything is automated in DevOps team. For build creation, successful build creation, after that they will send automated email so that QA team can get the latest build from the GitHub repo and they can perform their testing on that. And for DevOps team, Jenkins is the tool which is used for performing such operations. So Jenkins can get the code from GitHub repository and they can perform various operations using Jenkins tool. So what exactly is Jenkins? Jenkins is an open source automation server widely used for implementing continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines. It enables developers to automate various stages of the software development lifecycle, which includes building, testing, and deploying applications. And how Jenkins typically works? Developers push their code changes to a version control system, that is Git. So we have already seen that. So developer will push their code to local repository, that is Git repository. And from Git repository, that code can be pushed to GitHub repository, that is remote repository. Jenkins continuously monitors the version control system for any changes. When changes are detected, Jenkins triggers a build process. Jenkins pulls the latest code from repository and builds the application. And this step can involve compiling source code, resolving dependencies, and getting executable artifacts. And after build is successfully generated, Jenkins can automate Jenkins can run the automated test cases to ensure the quality and stability of the application. So, once the build is successfully created, some basic testing can be performed on that build by using Jenkins to check the stability of the application. And this may include unit test, integration test, and other forms of automated testing. And once testing is completed and the application passes all the tests, Jenkins can deploy that to the target environment. So whatever the target environment, for example, it can be a dev setup, it can be a QA setup, or it can be a production environment as well. So once the application passes all the test cases, Jenkins can deploy that specific build of the software to target environment. Target environment can be a QA environment where QAs can start testing on that latest build, or it can be a production environment as well. Monitoring. Jenkins can also be configured to monitor deployed application for performance, metrics, logs, and other indicators of the health. So after deployment of the build, using Jenkins, it can also use for monitoring the status of performance of that specific build. So for that, we should know how the basics of Jenkins works. So normally in real-time projects, DevOps team will take care of Jenkins pipeline creation. They can also complete all the installations and everything is maintained in DevOps team. And once they create the pipeline, let's say for testing, they can simply give the login credentials of Jenkins to tester team or developer team. So the testing team member can just log in with those credentials into the Jenkins and they can run any pipeline job. So they can simply execute some of the required pipeline job via Jenkins tool. So now the most important step is installation of Jenkins. So we will see how we can install the Jenkins. So far we have seen that we have already created GitHub repository, and in this GitHub repository we have pushed our code to, right? So this is the repository URL. So if you see, once you log into GitHub with your account credentials, you can see your repositories. Inside these repositories, you can see this is the URL of your GitHub repository project. So whatever project we have created, we have pushed all the code into this URL. So if you provide this URL to anyone, they can access your project. So even if you are watching and if you hit this URL on your browser, you can access this project because it is a public repository. And Jenkins, via Jenkins, we can execute the test cases. So how the Jenkins will get our code? So Jenkins will also use this URL. So Jenkins is going to use this URL to get the project code. That we will see in coming session how we can execute the test cases using Jenkins. In today's session, we will focus on installing the Jenkins in our system. So now let's focus on installation of Jenkins. We can download Jenkins by two ways. So I will just show you both of the ways. So if I want to install the Jenkins, you can simply visit download Jenkins. You can simply search on download Jenkins. This is the website www.jenkins.io/download. Once you reach on this website, you can see two options here. First one is generic Java package.war file. So we can download this jenkins.war file via generic Java package. This is the first option. Or you can simply select Windows installer as well. If you click on this Windows, it will download MSI file in your system. That is the installer for Windows. And you can just click on next. After clicking on that installer, it will also perform end-to-end download process and it will install the Jenkins in your system. Or you can also use generic Java package, that is .war file. So as a beginner, we do minimal task. So using generic Java package, that is jenkins.war file, is sufficient. Whenever we need Jenkins to be up and running, we can launch .war file and we can start the Jenkins. That is the first way, by using generic Java package jenkins.war file. In a real-time DevOps environment, complete software can be installed and used. So you can also download and install that Windows MSI installer as well, and you can complete the installation via that as well. But we will see first by using .war file. And so Jenkins is basically web-based application. So if you want to start the Jenkins, you can simply type https localhost 8080. So it runs on 8080 port. So you just have to provide this URL on your browser. It will start the Jenkins after installation. I will show you step by step. But just remember, this is the URL to start the Jenkins in your local system. So first we will see by using jenkins.war file how we can download and install Jenkins in our system. So first step is you have to visit this website jenkins.io. In download section, you can simply click on this generic java.package war file. It will download one jenkins.war file in your system. It will be in downloads initially. You can simply copy or cut that file from downloads location. You can create one folders. You can create one Jenkins folder in C drive. You can create one folder Jenkins in C drive, and in that you can place that jenkins.war file. Once you place that, Jenkins.war file inside the Jenkins folder. What is the next step now? So let's see the next step. So we have downloaded the .war file, place it in C drive, creating a folder named Jenkins. And after that, what we can do, so whenever we want to start the Jenkins, we have to open command prompt to execute that war file. So we have to execute that war file, we have to first launch command prompt. So you can simply type cmd, open command prompt. After opening the command prompt, we have to go to the location where we have placed jenkins.war file. So I am just putting cd dot dot. Again I am putting cd dot dot. So we have placed it in C drive, right? So cd Jenkins. So this is the folder. Yeah, so this is the location where we have placed jenkins.war file. If you see, this is the location, right? So we have created one folder called as a Jenkins inside the C drive, and in that we have placed jenkins.war file, and this file we have downloaded from their official website. After downloading this file, you can open the command prompt, go to that location. And what is the command to execute that war file? java-jar jenkins.war. This is the command we have to type. So I am just copying it. Let's go to command prompt, put that command and press enter. So as soon as you press enter, it will start the Jenkins for you. But if you are doing very first time, so I have already installed it and I have already completed some configuration for that. So that's why it will show me directly that it is up and running. If you see, now it will show me it is up and running. But when you are going to do for very first time, right, I will just let me show you first. So here let it completed, it is starting the Jenkins now. And if you see the last line here, Jenkins is fully up and running. And if I visit localhost 8080, it will open Jenkins for me. It is basically web-based application. It is opening login screen for me. But before that, we have to perform certain configurations. So when you are doing it for very first time and you execute this command, that is java-jar jenkins.war. Once you execute this command, you will see screen like this. It will show you some initial password. If you see, it will show you Jenkins initial setup is required, admin user is created. So after executing that command, it will create one admin user and also password for that admin user. That password will be also displayed on the command prompt. You can just copy that password. So that password can be copied, and that password also available on following location. If you see, it will show you the path. So on this path also that password can be available. So you have to note down that password. So you have to note down that password and it will be displayed in command prompt. That will be needed to unblock Jenkins when we are running it for very first time. So when you are going to visit this localhost 8080, it will show you the screen like this. It will show you, initially it will show you following screen. Unblock Jenkins. It will show you unblock Jenkins, and which password you have to provide here? The password which was displayed in your command prompt or on this location. On this location also it would be available. So from here you can get that password, you can put that password and click on continue. Once you click on continue, you will see following screen. It is asking you to install some suggested plugins. So we need some additional plugins as well. So you can select the first option and click on continue. After that, it will start installation of those plugins and it will take some time. So let them complete the installation. It will take some minutes of time to complete the installation of all the supported plugins. After this plugins installation is completed, you can see following screen. you will see following screen. So this is everything is seen on localhost 8080 when you are doing it for very first time. So here we have to create admin user. So earlier we have created the admin user which was given by Jenkins itself. That was the very first user. And now we can create our own admin user as well. So whatever users you want that should be able to access this Jenkins, you can give access to them. So I will just simply create username as admin, password also admin, confirm password also admin, and full name also admin. So I have provided admin as username and password. And then you can click on save and continue. Once you click on save and continue, you will see following screen. It will show you the Jenkins URL. So this is the by default Jenkins will be running. So this is the URL you have to hit on your browser. Then it will start the Jenkins. You can click save and finish and it will show you Jenkins is ready. It will show you Jenkins setup is completed. And after that, once you click on start using Jenkins, it will log in with you with your user. You can simply put the login as admin and password as admin, which we have configured or which we have provided earlier. The values, if you remember, we have already provided. So using that, once you log in, you will see following screen. So this is the final screen where it is opening the dashboard of Jenkins. So this is basically a dashboard of Jenkins. And from here we can create our new job and pipelines that we will see in coming session. So that is the first way by using jenkins.war file. So what we have to do is, when we are using it for very first time, what we have done, again I will just repeat one more time. So when we have downloaded jenkins.war file, placed it in our C drive folder in which we have created one Jenkins folder. After that we have opened command prompt and then we have to execute this command. Whenever we want to start the Jenkins, we have to execute this command. And always remember, when you are using war file, this command prompt window you have to keep open. If you close this window, then it will also close. So whenever we are using .war file in command prompt, you have to use this command. After this command, Jenkins will be up and fully running, and you have to keep this command prompt open. You can minimize it. Basically, you can simply keep minimize it, but don't close it. When you want to close the Jenkins, then only close this window. Anyway, you can just keep minimized it. You can hit localhost 8080, it will open the portal. You can put username as admin, password as admin, and click on sign in. After the initial configuration which we have shown, you can click on sign in and it will open this window. This is basically Jenkins dashboard in which we have logged in. Just remember, you have to keep this window, command prompt window, open. If you close it, then it will also close. But if you are using MSI installer file and if you install the Jenkins via Windows MSI installer file, in that situation it will not be needed. But if you are using war file, then you have to keep open the command prompt window. So now let's revise one more time. So we have, so very first time how to install it, just execute java-jar jenkins.war command in command prompt. Initially it will show you one password that will be displayed in command prompt. So password will be displayed like this. You can also find that password in the defined location as well. And very first time if you are doing it, you will see unblock Jenkins window. Here we have to provide that password. Then it will ask you to install suggested plugins. Just select. It will start installation of all the selected plugins or the recommended plugins. And then it will ask you to put first admin user creation. You can provide username as admin, password as admin, confirm password as admin. You can basically give any value, but just remember the values which you have provided for that user. Because while login, we have to use these credentials. For login, we can use this admin password and admin username, which we are creating right now. It will ask for instance configuration, and then it will be ready for installation. And you, after login, you can see this window. So this is basically by using jenkins.war file. So this is the first way by using Jenkins.war file. And after that, we can create our required pipeline jobs here. So you can install and execute and run the file by using Jenkins.war file like this way. And what was the another option? So we have seen the first option, right? So far we have seen by using generic java package.war file. We can also download and install Jenkins via Windows installer package. So if you go to download jenkins.io page, you can see Windows option here. If you click on Windows, it will download one MSI file. So in downloads, it will show you one jenkins.msi file. So you just have to double click on this jenkins.msi file. Once you double click on the jenkins.msi file, I will show you what will happen. So again, it will show you some screens. So now this is the process for installation via installer file. So once you click on that jenkins.msi file, it will show you the first screen. Just click on next. It will ask you for the location where you want to install it. Again, click on next. Then it will show you this screen. Just select the first option and click on next. Port number it will show you. By default it will be 8080. Just click on next. Again it will show you location. Just click on next. Again for the next screen also, just click on next. You just keep clicking on the next, and then it will show you ready to install. Just select install operation. It will start installation, and after installation is completed, it will show you completion is done. You can select finish, and after that you can again visit localhost 8080, and when you are doing it for very first time, you will see the screen like this. If you are doing it very first time, again you will see the following screen, that is Jenkins is getting ready to work. And after that again the similar unblock Jenkins window will come. You have to provide the administrator password. From where it is you can get that administrator password from the following location. It will show you location also on your pop-up. So on this location you will find one text file in which you can get, so this is the initial admin password text file. If you open this file, you can get that password. You just have to put that password here, click on continue. Again it will ask you for suggested plugin installation. It is similar to what we have done for .war file. It will complete the installation of recommended plugins. It will again ask you for creation of first admin user. You can create those admin user. Instance configuration, just click on save and finish. Jenkins is ready, and in the next screen you can log in and see the Jenkins dashboard. So this is by using installer file. Configuration steps are same for both the approach. We have to configure like this way only. So you can either use MSI installer, or you can simply use generic java package.war file. So these are the two ways by which we can download and start the Jenkins in our system. So once you visit this 8080 port, and you can log in with your credentials of the users which we have created, admin, and after login you will see the dashboard for Jenkins. Now from using this Jenkins and the GitHub URL, this is our repository of the code in which we have placed our automation test project. Now from Jenkins, how we can execute that code, how we can run that test code, that we will see in coming session. So thank you for watching this video, guys.